Hello there. You have your ticket? You don't have one? No problem. Just hit the subscription button below. Come on in. Hey everyone, DFG here, Gideon's Flight. Hey guys, I want to take a moment and review some events that have happened over the last, I guess now I'm just going to go back as far back as 30 days. And I'm going to begin with the most recent, and then I'll kind of back up a little bit. And also I will give you some context around why, these things really matter that I'm going to share with you. First and foremost, I want to pay my respects to Mr. Nipsey Hussle. No, that's not his real name. That's his artist name. But I want to pay my respects to him and to his family and express, how disheartened I am that his life had to end so suddenly and so tragically. Everything that I've heard about, Mr. Hussle has been that he was connected to the community, which I believe is extremely important. And I'm going to say this real quick, and I'm going to get back on the subject. And this is to people of color and the broader audience. If you want to listen in, you're welcome to. But people of color, copper color, Aboriginal, so-called, I'm going to say so-called American because that place is Turtle Island. If you follow my videos, you know what I'm talking about. But for the sake of those, that we can stay on the same page, and my message is very consistent. I'm talking about, to the African Americans, the Black Americans, whatever you're calling yourself, okay? But I'm talking to you who look like me, all right? I came from the salt of this earth right here, on these grounds. Ladies, men, you look at somebody like Mr. Hussle, someone who brought himself up, from a rough environment, and I understand that because like many people of color in America, the inner cities or the hood, the ghetto, it's where we start. It's where I started, and and to the credit of Mr. Hussle, yet to the discredit of others, and that's why I had to frame this up before I get deep into what I want to say, is that Mr. Hussle was trying to do something that many men of color, who I'm going to go over the age of 40, who have made it, who have a measure of success. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the entertainment industry. I'm just talking about overall, whether you're a professional in corporate America, if you're in leadership, if you're in finance, if you're in economics, whatever your role is. I'm talking to you as well. Mr. Hussle was doing a very good job of modeling, what you should be doing with your resources, after you've taken care of your family and your responsibilities, your immediate responsibilities. You should be giving back to your community. And there's far too many men over the age of 40 with this attitude is that nobody helped me, so I'm not going to help anybody else. You're a con. You're a con. And what I mean by a con, it means that you're disingenuous. Because everybody had somebody to help them. Everybody had somebody. I know you think you didn't, but if you went to a school, someone built that school. If you were educated, someone was committed enough to educate you. If you were able to eat, somebody prepared that food for you to eat. If you it doesn't matter. The cooks, the maids, the janitors, I'm saying? All of those people had something to do with your success. So get out of here with that bullshit, nobody helped you. Get out of here with that shit. Nobody wants to hear your moaning and groaning and somebody, if I could do it, you could do it too. Okay, fine. You did it. Woohoo. We're happy for you. Now get to working or shut the hell up. Now back. When I mean get to working, model something that people can look at you beyond what you have and be able to say thank you to you. Now back to Mr. Hussle. And this is what I really want to talk about, guys. And there, you've heard me say before, you have to consider the consequences before you make decisions. We've had incidents out here, some serious incidents out here as of late that have been detrimental or have the potential to be detrimental. Again, with all honor to Mr. Hussle, if I understand the story right with him, his death was caused by someone getting angry at something he said. And again, allegedly, I'm hearing that he spoke to someone in a manner that they were offended by. Even though he was speaking his truth, they didn't like what he had to say. And so they went, like many cowards will do, and got a weapon and came back and and took his life, a valuable life, a life that matters. And now people are going around and they're paying tribute, and everybody is, Mr. Hussle, and and we love you, and all of this stuff. Guys, it doesn't matter anymore. Not for Mr. Hussle. And that's the point that I'm making. We have to consider the consequences before we make decisions. I remember when I was a kid, my mother used to tell me all the time, Dale, don't write a check your ass can't cash. Let me say it again. She'd tell me, Dale, don't write a check your ass can't cash. Now, what did that mean? She wasn't trying to tell me to be a coward. She wasn't telling me to run away from confrontation. She was telling me just to think about what you're doing, because there is a result or consequence based off of what you just said or what you just did. Are you ready for that? That's all it means. Don't write a check that your ass can't cash. Simply means, are you ready for the consequences of your decision? And if you're not ready for it, shut up. Don't say anything. Plan. Get strategic. Think it through. You know what I'm saying? Again, or sometimes just let it go. Depends on what it is. And all the tribute you want to pay to Nipsey Hussle. And, and all the tears you want to cry for Nipsey Hussle. Man's wife is now a widow. The man's children are now fatherless. And I'm not blaming him necessarily for what he said, but I am saying, we need to learn from these situations. You got Cardi B out there saying, I used to drug and rob niggas. And now she's looking all shocked like, why y'all got a problem with that? It's rough out here trying to grind. We got a problem with it because of what your stupid ass said. That's what we have, what your stupid ass said. That's why you have a problem with it now. Jussie Smollett, going around saying that, he was attacked because he was a homosexual, a gay male, and because he's black. All of us know he's lying. And now he's got to go hire a lawyer. It's probably cost him all kind of money and his reputation. Why? Because he's now weighing the consequences before he makes decisions. That is extremely important. You have a responsibility. And I know a lot of you young people feel like, I can do whatever I want to do. I have the right to do this. I have a right to do that. Yes. The Constitution, the First Amendment, gives you certain inalienable rights. I'm sure I'm not saying that word right. Inalienable rights. But what the Constitution may or may not be saying to you, there also, you have the right to say these things, but other people have a right to do something about what you said. Yes, other people have a right to do something about what you said. So the question comes back, have you considered it? Have you given it any thought? Have you weighed it? It's called critical thinking, guys. You hear me talk about it all the time. You follow me? These streets are mean out here. And just because you have a right to say something don't mean you should say it. I'm going to say it again. Just because you have a right to say something doesn't mean you should say it. Just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean you should do it. You should weigh it out. Weigh the consequences. What's the price? We were, we're in that, in this generation of doing me doing me, and immediate gratification, and I want what I want it right now. And I'm telling you guys, nobody's going to come to your rescue. They'll all come back behind you saying, old Poe thing, and he was such a great influence, or she's just real talented, and I understand her grind, and, I had to work hard too. All that stuff is not going to matter if you're in the grave. There's a saying, a living dog is better than a dead lion. That saying is there for a reason. That metaphor is trying to tell you, a dead lion is dead. Oh, I'd rather die a lion. But you're dead now. You mean to the earth, to the living, you have no more influence. Your reputation, your legend. Look, I'd rather have you here. Excuse my language, fuck a legend. I'd rather have you here. Your family rather have you here. Your community needs you here. We don't need your legend. We got enough legends already. I'm saying we don't need any more legends. Young people, you're young for a reason because you have a life ahead of you, and we're counting on you to use that life to add salt into the earth. Not to put you in a 6-foot hole and sing lullabies and then have a celebration. And then you're forgotten about in 6 years. Who thinks about Tupac? Biggie. Yeah, if you hear a song. But they're gone and they didn't come back. And a lot of you guys are putting yourself, in these situations because, again, you're not thinking about the consequences. Are you thinking that being, an adult or being, grown gives you, the right to say and do anything without understanding there are going to be consequences in many cases. Sometimes those consequences are going to be good if your message is a constructive, good, healthy message. That's for you to decide. I'm not going to tell you, how to think. I'm going to say to you, you need to think critically. You need to weigh the consequences. Because if you don't, guys, those 3 examples I gave you, that is typically what's going to happen. Something bad is going to happen to you. And again, talking about, I have a right. Who told you about all these rights you have? This is America. What are you talking about? Are you looking around? They had a right to lock your ass up too. And obviously they had a right to shoot you down like a dog in the streets. You seen that and you're seeing that. What are you talking about? This is love talk. This is what community talk should be sounding like. This is what your father should have told you if you had one in the home. This is what he should have said to you. Your mother, if you had one in the home, this is what she should have said to you. But not at 25 or 33 or 26. She should have told you this at 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 years old. And drilled it into you. To protect you. To protect her. To protect him. To protect the family. To protect the community. You are all we have. Our children are all we have. And if you die before your time, you're letting us down. You're killing us inside. You're killing us inside. And you should care about that. I know some of you don't, but you should. Something happened in your environment. I know a lot of what happened. What I'm saying? Some of your parents were taken away through crack and in mass incarceration, and poverty and program designed for your fathers not to be in the house, all kind of different. I understand that. But none of that matters if you're in the grave. It doesn't matter if you're in the grave. None of that matters if your reputation is destroyed. And people now can make mockery out of you. Jussie Smollett, Cardi B. Now people are looking at you side-eyed. Why? Because you didn't think about what you said before you said it. And for all of these people who are critically injured, you got people sitting there that are 25 years old in wheelchairs, guys, because somebody shot them for something they said. In some cases, things they did. Paralyzed from waist down. And what I'm saying? And everybody, you the man, you stood up for you. I'm going to ride with you. They ain't going to ride with you. They're going to bury you or forget about you, but they're not going to ride with you, my friend. Don't believe the hype. Again, what I'm saying? My condolences go out to Mr. Hussle's family. And, and for those who are Cardi B fans and Smollett fans and, and neighborhood community fans, look, if you're not going to be our role models, if you're not going to model your success in a way that others can benefit and see a brighter day or live to see another day, shut the hell up. Love you guys. Bye now.